My name is Amanda Rudd. I was born and raised in Kentucky. I am now married and have two daughters, a 10-year-old Michaela and a 5-year-old Maisie. I am going back to school now after 12 years as a post-bac student. That basically means that I already have a bachelor's degree, but I'm going back to school to get a teaching certificate. So when it's all said and done, I'll be able to teach from preschool all the way to fifth grade, and I might eventually work my way up to be able to teach through eighth grade. I don't think I'll venture into high school. I like the younger ones. So I didn't always know that I wanted to teach. When I was younger, or even be a parent, to be honest, when I was younger, I did not have a maternal bone in my body at all. I was the biggest tomboy. I played sports, always hung out with the guys. That's just kind of how I rolled through life. And even up to college, I played sports in high school and college. And once I got to college, I was 17 entering, and I kind of eased through my general education classes. So I did the minimum. My motto was D for diploma. Not really, but looking back, it sort of seemed that way. But I just eased through my general education courses. So while I was in college, I was a server at a steakhouse. So it was a very easy transition to eventually major in hospitality management, which is hotel, tourism, and restaurant management. So I ended up majoring in hospitality management. It was not something I was passionate about. It was sort of just a band aid and easy fix for me to go to school with that because it was something familiar. Um, so I graduated with a hospitality management degree, and the restaurant that I worked for asked me to move to West Virginia and work at a restaurant there, manage a restaurant there. So I did that and lived in West Virginia for about 3 years. I had my first daughter there, Michaela, who is now 10. And whenever I had her, everything changed. So I was 25 at the time when I had her, but very quickly I understood that I did not want to be a retail manager my whole life. So I had to work a minimum of 55 hours a week. I was working every single weekend, and sacrificing time with my daughter was not something that I really wanted to do, um, for a long amount of time. I didn't want to do that. If I had to, it was fine. But I think, I thought that I had other options since I had a bachelor's degree. So I moved back to Kentucky, closer to family, and I had a better support system here and really just needed to get back to my roots. I still hadn't really found myself as a person. Eventually, I married and had my second daughter, Maisie. And whenever I was younger, my mother taught me if you can read, you can do anything. Okay? And I truly do believe that. That sounds corny and it's cheesy to say that. I wanted to instill the love of books and reading into my kids because I wanted them to know that they can do anything in life. And I know that sounds so cheesy, but it's the truth because I know that they can. But literacy is key. If you cannot read and write, you're not going to go probably as far as you would like to in life or that you may want to in life, right? If you can't read and write, there's not a whole lot that you can do. Um, so I began to sell children's books at this point. I did this to support our reading habits and our book addiction. We have a book addiction, and to get the books at a discount. So that's how all of this started. I started setting up booths at festivals and fairs in the spring and fall, and I really started to see the effects reading can have on others' lives, not only children, but adults as well, even though I just sold children's books. But one weekend, a grandmother approached me, and she was helping to raise her granddaughter. So she came up to me and said, "Hey, my granddaughter's going through a really tough time. She's only 4 years old, but she just lost a sister, baby sister, who is 10 months old, and she also lost a grandparent that she was close with. Is there anything that you have that she can relate to? And so, and I had more than one book there. It just worked out that way. Um, and so, not only can literacy affect your education, but emotionally, it can have a lot of effects on children and adults. So, this one instance was really eye opening for me. Um, all I did was point the grandmother in the right direction, but this book had a major impact on this little girl's life. So, this is just one example. My own children did well in school. So, my oldest daughter, Michaela, really has always excelled. My younger daughter, Maisie, knew how to read and write before going in to kindergarten, which is amazing. So, getting to see the impact of books and reading and writing on children and on adults and just lives in general is what lit a fire in me to become a teacher. So, that's how my journey to becoming or wanting to become a teacher. So, I hope you guys have enjoyed this little talk and y'all have a good night.